From Indianapolis, with an eye on every corner of the state, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick. Presented by Elevate Ventures and Indiana University.
Eli Lilly busting a big move in Boone County. A $3.7 billion transformational innovation and research hub on the horizon. What does it mean for the 700 people who will work there, and where will they live? The latest on the housing crunch in Boone County. And Purdue's bold plans to play a key part in this new 63-mile health science tech corridor.
Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Lebanon, the county seat of Boone County, a community of about 15,000 residents located about midway between Indianapolis and Lafayette. But increasingly, this is becoming a center of growth. And this week, a blockbuster announcement has the potential to transform Lebanon and this area from bedroom community to boomtown.
This is the largest manufacturing investment at a single location in Lilly's 147-year history.
Eli Lilly and Company this week broke ground on a major manufacturing campus that will anchor the new LEAP Lebanon Innovation and Research District. And Lilly's commitment is growing in a big way. The company adding another $1.6 billion to what is now a $3.7 billion project with the potential for 700 jobs.
This means monumental opportunity for Hoosiers. It means, because of what will come out of this operation and facility, the success of it will lead to more pioneering and discovering. It will have a positive impact on mankind. That is not a gross overstatement. That is what will occur here. It also means that Lilly is here to not just stay, but to grow.
It's a renewed commitment. We've been here a long time. I think sometimes people forget about Lilly because we're already here. But this is a big new site for us, the largest in our history. And I think it just speaks to the success we've had as a company being based here in the Hoosier State.
Lilly CEO Dave Rick says proximity to Lilly's headquarters and Purdue University and the state's business climate were the three major factors in the decision to double down on Boone County.
Our phone is ringing off the hook. I mean, there is, of course, when you make these announcements and you start seeing, interest from restaurants, retail, residential, right? I'm sure there are people trying to find ground all over Lebanon for their different projects. And so it just an indication that we're on the right path, we're heading the right direction, and people are excited for the future of Lebanon.
Now, the Lilly announcement and buzz around the LEAP Innovation District is sparking increased interest in this area from companies around the globe, suppliers, and others who want in on the action. Well, Lilly says demand is what's driving growth, both here in Indiana and around the globe. CEO Dave Rick says the company reached 58 million people with its medicines in 2022, and its pipeline among the most robust in the industry. Indeed, the products that will be manufactured at its Lebanon facilities will be distributed around the globe. Some 34,000 people around the world in 120 countries work for Lilly, more than 10,000 of those in Indiana. Among the main focus for Lilly medicines, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and autoimmune conditions. Lilly's big investment isn't the only high-profile project in this area. United Kingdom-based McLaren Racing plans to invest more than $25 million to build a new IndyCar workshop and training center in Whitestown, creating up to 175 jobs by the end of 2025. Also in Whitestown, a $20 million aquatic facility, the first phase of turning 135 acres of a former junkyard into a splashy mixed-use development to include a field house, hotel, apartments, offices, and commercial space. And Boone County is also a burgeoning logistics and supply chain hub. Since 2017, some 100 companies have added 26.2 million square feet of new and renewed space in Boone County. And of course, this county home to a massive Amazon facility the size of 28 football fields that employs thousands. Well, the vision for the LEAP Innovation District is not limited to Boone County. The Indiana Economic Development Corporation and Secretary of Commerce Brad Chambers are eyeing other parts of the state to acquire property for the creation of additional innovation centers.
Speed is the new incentive. So to create a highly sustainable, innovation-focused, large-scale, permit-ready district center for global companies to land is really important. And so we think and we hope that the LEAP district is the first of a few throughout Indiana to really continue to attract global leaders in innovation to Indiana, to lift up Hoosiers through higher wages. That's really the focus for us.
Well, as mentioned earlier, Lebanon's LEAP Innovation District is located about midway between downtown Indianapolis and Purdue University in West Lafayette. That sets up the potential for 63 miles of a so-called hard tech corridor in Indiana. Purdue's stake in the game when we come back.
What do Heinz 57, Budweiser Beer, and Eli Lilly have in common? Believe it or not, all three companies burst onto the business scene in 1876, 12 years after the end of the Civil War.
You are looking at some of the more than 9,000 acres of Boone County farmland that make up the LEAP Lebanon Innovation District. Eli Lilly and Company's $3.7 billion investment here, part of a larger plan to make Indiana an innovation destination.
I think it's a huge opportunity for the state, and hopefully we're the first of many companies that'll plant a flag here in Lebanon, halfway between all the amenities of downtown Indy, big airport, logistics hub, and an outstanding technical school like Purdue up the road. It's a perfect setup for a cluster of manufacturing for high-tech products.
And indeed, Purdue University is making no secret of its intent to be a major driver, a major player in moving this LEAP Innovation District forward. I recently spoke with Purdue President Mung Chiang on our Business and Beyond podcast about the university's role in bookending a potential high-tech corridor from downtown Indy through Lebanon to West Lafayette.
So now you've got a whole straight line of 63 miles or so, and we call this the hard tech corridor, because this is where the virtual and the physical meet, and the atoms and the bytes meet. And hard tech means semiconductors and microelectronics. Hard tech means ag tech and biopharma manufacturing. Hard tech means transportation, aerospace, logistics.
Well, with more now on how Purdue plays into the future of the Lilly LEAP Innovation District, let's go to Kylie Valletta, who's standing by at Lilly's corporate headquarters in downtown Indianapolis. Kylie.
Thanks, Gary. Lilly has called this location here on the south side of downtown Indy its home for more than 100 years. Well, Lilly's footprint in Indiana is growing bigger than ever when the new manufacturing site at the LEAP Innovation District opens. The new mega site will be just a 28-minute drive from Purdue University, as you just heard President Mung Chiang talk about his vision for a hard tech corridor between Purdue and Indy. And that's a very exciting scenario for Purdue's Discovery Park, the group that's responsible for creating fertile ground for startups. Purdue Research Foundation President Brian Edelman says LEAP could be a magnet, especially for companies that are less than $150 million valuation, likely post-Series A.
The rising tides raise all ships. And if we had a live, filled LEAP campus with a lot of different hard tech, imagine you've got biotech, you might have semiconductors, you could have a lot of things going on with hypersonics. All of those create a test opportunity for startups to test their use case, to refine their use case.
And looking at the hard tech corridor on a map, the connection between Purdue and LEAP is a golden opportunity to move people.
Imagine a autonomous fleet of transports that are dropping off students, dropping off researchers, and returning them up to Purdue in that, about a 30-minute ride. It's like it's on campus, right? So the access to whether it's the Lilly campus or whatever may be going into LEAP, it is a corridor. It's connected. I just think it's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for the companies that decide to go there, and opportunities for students and research. It can really make Indiana stand apart.
Based on research already taking place at Purdue, Edelman says the idea of an autonomous bus is not science fiction. With LiDAR and radar that's used today to support AI for self-driving vehicles, Edelman says State Road 52, which basically runs parallel to 65, is already set up in a pretty great way to support autonomous bus technology. Gary, back to you.
All right, Kylie, thank you. As mentioned earlier, Lilly expects some 700 people to be earning paychecks once the manufacturing facilities are up and running here in Lebanon, and that could put some pressure on housing. We'll have that story when we continue.
Here's what's making news around Indiana, brought to you by the Indiana Association of Realtors, Indiana's 21,000 realtors, the neighbors you know, the experts you can count on.
Well, there's big news in Allen County as Metalex says it is expanding its recycling operations there and creating about 100 jobs. The company eyeing Northeast Indiana as a potential place to build a $200 million aluminum rolling slab facility. That is expected to produce about 220 million pounds of ultra-low carbon aluminum annually. A new report from BioCrossroads shows the state's life sciences sector accessed more than $6.8 billion in capital investment in 2022. The state's life sciences initiative says the investment will directly result in the creation of about 3,000 new jobs. BioCrossroads says the total market cap value for Indiana life sciences sector grew by about 20%. And tourism bouncing back in Southeast Indiana. Visitor spending hit $414 million on lodging, food and beverage, entertainment, and shopping in Clark and Floyd counties in 2021. That's a 21% increase from the previous year. So in tourism says the increase in visitor spending as well as job growth for the tourism industry means the sector not only rebounded following months of COVID shutdowns, but is growing. Well, with business growth and interest in doing business in Boone County and this region on the rise, so too is demand for housing. We're seeing more projects in this area. Case in point, just this week in the planning stages, a 260-acre residential project that includes single-family homes, townhomes, apartments, and retail space in nearby Zionsville. For more on the housing situation as it relates to growth, let's send it over now to Mary Rachel Redmond, who has more.
Well, Gary, there's no doubt the demand for housing will be a major issue with this new LEAP district coming, especially when you consider Boone County is already booming. Population here is up nearly 30% since 2010, making it the second fastest growing county in Indiana. But with all this growth, again, comes a major demand for housing, more specifically affordable and workforce housing, something builders and developers still haven't been able to successfully tackle in Boone County.
We're already severely deficient in terms of the available inventory, both in Boone County and Western Hamilton County and Northwestern Marion County. This is not something that's going to allow the inventory of houses available to get better anytime soon. So you're going to have a surge of developers and builders, and you're going to see an increased demand for an awful lot of new residential spaces in all of those three areas.
But the housing problem also presents big-time opportunity, something Steve Hankey of Hankey Development Group is already taking advantage of with his latest master planned community, Waterford in Lebanon.
We were fortunate to acquire 3 or 4 years ago almost 2,000 acres. And 2,000 acres allows us to almost do a city within a city. We'll be doing an 18-hole championship course, probably another 18-hole executive course there on the 2,000 acres. There'll be commercial, there'll be all types of residential of all different sizes, shapes. So we have frontage, 1.5 mile frontage on 65. We have a mile of frontage on 146th Street, so it's a perfect location between Lebanon and Whitestown. We knew that Lebanon was the next up-and-coming place. It's on 65. It's the closest area, to Indianapolis Airport. People said we were crazy looking at Lebanon, but when you look back in the 50s and 60s, no one moved to Carmel. It was all north central. It had to be north central. And then Carmel grew, and then it was like nobody was going to Fishers. And then in the 80s and 90s, everybody went to Fishers. And look what happened there. Now it's 100,000 people. Same thing was with Westfield. In the 80s, 90s, it wasn't until after 2000, basically, that Westfield then took off, and we did Bridgewater Club, and we did Grand Park Village, and now Westfield's just booming and thriving. Lebanon is the next place.
One other thing to note, due to the scarcity of supply, rents and home prices here have gone up, making Boone County one of the most expensive places to live in the state of Indiana. Gary?
All right, Mary Rachel, thank you. Well, certainly another issue with this project, a project of this size, really any big project, is talent, finding the workforce that is needed. Up next, how Lilly made an announcement this week to put skin in the game to the tune of $15 million for talent. Plus, you have a few days left to RSVP to be part of IBJ's Life Sciences Power Breakfast on Friday, April 28th. Engage with a panel of experts as they discuss promising science, technology, and talent in Central Indiana's life sciences industry. RSVP by April 24th at ibj.com/events. And there is still time to make your nomination for Indiana 250, IBJ Media's list of the 250 most influential business and community leaders in Indiana. Learn more and make your nomination at indiana250.com.
Lebanon, home of Indiana basketball legend Rick Mount, the first high school athlete to ever grace the cover of Sports Illustrated, where the second largest stained glass courthouse in Indiana shines, and the place where world-famous Donaldson's Finer Chocolates cranks out sweets to chocolate lovers across the globe.
At PNC Bank, we're committed to making a difference in the lives of our customers and communities by helping them move forward financially. As a Main Street bank, we try to do right by our customers with every encounter. Our local teams offer personalized financial advice to help guide you in making the best decision. We're proud to be part of your community. PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference for you at pnc.com. Copyright 2022, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc., all rights reserved.
As Ivy Tech is excited to expand on the collaboration with Eli Lilly and Company, announcing the Lilly Scholars at Ivy Tech program.
The need to fuel a talent pipeline for Lilly's manufacturing operation in Boone County is real, and the driving force behind a 5-year, $15 million investment announced this week to fund scholarships at Ivy Tech for first-generation and socioeconomically challenged students who pursue careers in quality assurance and pharmaceutical manufacturing. Lilly Scholars will also have access to a new Lilly Smart Manufacturing Lab as they pursue their education and training. Well, certainly manufacturing has been Indiana's bread and butter industry for many decades now. It still is, but cranking out life-saving drugs, cars, and so many other products has put Hoosier workers at a crossroads where embracing high-tech is now the name of the game in manufacturing.
Fortune favors the bold, and LEAP is a bold investment in Indiana's future.
Indiana, the crossroads of America, home to the highest concentration of manufacturing jobs in the nation. Now with the pedal to the metal, laser focused on positioning itself as a leader in the new high-tech manufacturing economy, taking a giant leap forward with Eli Lilly and Company's $3.7 billion investment in the LEAP Innovation and Research District in Lebanon. Health science, big business in Indiana, the state leading the nation in pharmaceutical exports. Also home to the orthopedics capital of the world in Warsaw, where Zimmer Biomet might play a role in that next new hip. Cook Medical in Bloomington, a global leader in making devices that make surgeries less invasive. It's not just health science driving the state's economy. Hoosiers will soon be cranking out semiconductors at Skywater Technology at Purdue's Discovery Park and electric vehicle components at Stellantis in Kokomo. Indiana has always been at the center of automotive innovation. And the state's still a major player in the next generation of cars and trucks hitting the streets. Indiana's second in the nation for automotive manufacturing, providing work for thousands of Hoosiers at Honda in Greensburg and Toyota in Princeton.
They're ready to do whatever it takes to take us to the next level.
Indiana's manufacturing heritage, it runs deep. From Colonel Eli Lilly's bold move to set up shop near Pearl and Washington Streets in downtown Indianapolis nearly 150 years ago, to today, where Indiana's rich manufacturing past is intersecting with its vibrant present and busting a move to create a promising future. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. We hope you've enjoyed our visit to Lebanon, Boone County, in this area where Lilly is investing $3.7 billion in new manufacturing operations. I'm Gary Dick. Thanks for joining us. Go out and make it a successful week.
Thank you for listening to the Inside Indiana Business Television podcast. Remember, you can get the latest business news from every corner of the state at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. I'm Gary Dick. Go out and make it a successful week.